excited to be doing the first episode of the
Sister Series.
We've had so many of you asking for more information on our weekly Tuesday prayer hour, so we are so excited to walk you through what we do every Tuesday.
And it starts right here. Selena and I are going to put our signs out. Now, I got to tell you, Selena, the signs were my idea.
Yes.
Because you know what I'm hoping for? For one thing, is this old school or what? But the other thing I'm hoping for to this day, Selena, is that somebody's going to drive by and go,
Yes.
I need prayer.
Yes.
It also helps women know they're in the right place. So let's put them up.
Yes.
Okay, everybody, come with us.
So I really can't get mine to stick in the
Sometimes
ground.
in Sister Series, big sisters have to
Yes.
help little sisters. And it goes like this. Okay, Selena, before we go in, let's show them the ministry.
Yes, this is our home.
Yes, exactly. And one of the things Selena loves about it is that it is really
A house.
Yes.
Yes.
It's got that homey feel to it. And originally it was somebody's house, but then a couple of sisters turned it over
Yes.
and made it into a little office building, and it was like it had been completely painted and prepared for
Yes.
this whole women's ministry.
Listen, I just love coming in and sitting at my desk with my cup of coffee. It really feels like I'm working from home, and I just love that.
Yes, and we hope that people feel that way when they come for
Yes.
prayer hour, that when they're here, they feel like they're just walking into
Yes.
somebody's home. So come on with us, and we're going to show you how this takes place. Okay, so here's what would happen. They would come, anybody can start coming right at noon. We do it from exactly 12 to 1. I mean, at 1 we're done because we go back to work. So we're going to come in and we're going to show you the process that they would go through. So come with me. Selena has both been part of the prayer pairings that pray over people, but she's also done the hostessing, and I'm going to let her tell you what the hostess does. So this is the first thing women would do when they come in the door at noon or at 12:30. Nobody has to show up right on time. It's just open throughout the entire hour, 12 to 1. So Selena, tell us.
Yes, so we would let you in right here. We would love for you to have some water, some coffee if you'd like. You can take a seat here in our office.
Okay, Selena and I are sitting in a couple of chairs where some of our women who are coming in and waiting would be sitting. We usually bring a little candy right here, whatever it takes. But Selena, honestly, one of the reasons we started doing this is because, you know, I'm on the road a lot, and I get to be with a lot of different people that we minister to out there, but we had not gotten the chance to be face to face with women where we could just grab them by the hand, where we could get down on our knees and pray for someone. That was an element that we just longed for.
I love this hour of every week where we get to really hear women's stories and hear about the things that they're struggling with. It really puts a face behind the Bible studies. Like, we're not just shipping out a book or shipping out a Bible study, that we're really ministering to a real person.
It's the truth.
And I mean, we have some mighty women that we minister to.
Yes, we do.
I have just loved hearing their obedience to the Lord and just getting to share in their victories with them, but also getting to pray over them. I love this hour of every week. So one other really lovely thing that we do during prayer hour is that Kimberly, our coworker here,
Hi, Kimberly.
she prints our prayer requests on our website's prayer wall. So if you ever go to our website and leave a prayer request, we spend the time that we're not with someone face to face praying over these prayer requests, which is honestly one of my favorite things to do.
It's the absolute truth.
Yeah.
So some of you can know that, say, man, I wish you were praying for me today. Get on that prayer board and put your prayer request there. One of the sweetest things is if there is a gap in time, Selena, and somebody's not in with those partners that are praying, that are the intercessors today, you can hear them. I can walk through and I can hear them praying from their prayer sheet. And Selena's right. It's very moving because for that entire hour, we're
praying.
interceding.
Yes, definitely.
Told them that they're going to sign in right here.
Yes, so they sign in right here. If they'd like any follow-up for their prayer request, they can also leave their names and their emails here, and we're more than happy to follow up with you and see how that prayer request is going. We also love to gift everyone that comes in with a free resource, whether that's a book or a Bible study. We have a little basket right over here.
Here, you'll see it. right here they can just pick something out, and you'll see, and they'll always pause and stare at it, and we'll watch them kind of go through that mental process of what is it I want to take home with me. So we have depths, differences in depths here in this basket, so anybody can choose anything that really appeals to them that they think they could use. We just want to send somebody with her hands full, that she knows that she's been welcomed, she has been hugged at least 2 or 3 times by the time she leaves here. Unless, Selena, we get the feeling that she doesn't want it. We try to read that sense. If she would rather not be touched at all, then we try to hold back from that. But we want her to leave with something in her hands, because she is leaving with herself in our hearts.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the next thing we do. Now, this is our mighty group of prayer warriors. This is my staff. Not all of us are in here today because several are on vacation. One just had a new baby, and I do mean today. And so we have only part of us here today. And then, of course, K-Max on the other side of that screen. But everybody say hi to them. Hello. They are joining us for Sister Series today. And so what happens here is that we all come in. Remember, prayer hour starts when, Selena?
Right at noon.
Right at noon. So we come in here about 1:15, and we meet together because, Selena, what they need to know is that we take this seriously.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, we ain't playing here.
No.
We may not be slick, and we may not always get it
Just
done
right.
well, but I can tell you this is everything to us. So we come in here and we share what God spoke to us out of His Word this morning. And I'm going to tell you, it could be anything that comes up during prayer hour, but this is the verse that we have been going by out of Isaiah 50, verses 4 and 5. Listen to it carefully. It says, "The Lord God has given me the tongue of those who are taught," Selena, "that I may know how to sustain with a word him who is weary. Morning by morning He awakens. He awakens my ear to hear as those who are taught. The Lord has opened my ear, and I was not rebellious. I turned not backward." So here's what we do. We believe and hope and pray. They probably would have all done the same thing this morning in their own prayer time. We're asking God to equip us for this day. And yes, we have an arsenal that already lives in our bones, but we're also believing, would He connect something that He's just spoken over us? So that morning word, whatever it happens to be, and we'll go around this circle. We all share them. And so we're taking down what other people have gotten from the Lord. It's one of my favorite things.
And sometimes you get a word from someone else that applies to someone you're praying with. Or it applies to yourself. That's some of my favorite things too.
I mean, we had revival in here. Last week when Natalie shared hers, we all had revival around the table. So it's just a really big deal to us. So we're all sharing what the Lord's been saying to us out of His Word that morning. And we're jotting down in case other people have really equipped us with something that is going to be meaningful in prayer that day. And then, man, we put our hands on the table and we pray. And the reason why there are almost always several of us in a room, we have different rooms that we will have our hostess send them into, but almost always they'll have 2 sisters from our staff that are waiting for them. Because why? Because, well, we're 2 or 3 are gathered.
Exactly.
We're going with that. The other thing is that we always have a witness. Someone is always there to also hear what is said from that staff member. This is out of protection for the people that come to us for prayer.
Yes.
That we have had an ear on us, and that we have not overstepped our bounds in an area that we are not equipped to speak to, but we're doing what we told them we would do. We are encouraging them, and we're praying for them. So that's what happens next. So then, right at 12, we're done, and everybody knows. So tell them a little bit about what Vanjie and Kimberly would then do, so that everybody knows where they're going. Selena.
Yes, so our lovely coworkers, Evangeline and Kimberly, split us up into pairs, and we all kind of go to different rooms in the house, which is our office.
That's exactly right.
And then from there, the hostess sends one person that comes in for prayer to each pair. And so they do an incredible job at organizing that for us, and we just love
it's just perfect
that they do it. And we always tell everyone that comes in, this is a safe environment. We want you to feel like you can share what you need to share without worrying that we're going to go gossip about it, we're going to talk about it amongst ourselves. This is completely confidential, and we want them to be free to share what's on their heart.
That's exactly right. So next is role play.
Have you been here before?
This is my first time.
Well, welcome to prayer. We're
Thank
so happy to have you here. Come on in.
Thank you.
So, we have an open room right now. If you'd like to go, I can walk you over to some lovely sisters that would love to pray for you. Yeah.
Okay, and this is how this happens. Now, this is Natalie, our coworker, but we're doing a little role playing with you today. If I'm in the foyer, and I almost always am, I'm always going to hug them. Unless I get that feeling like she does not want a hug, I'm almost always going to hug them. But then the hostess is going to take them to whatever room. And so there are several different rooms over the ministry that they'll be led to, and the hostess will know just how to fill them up. So Natalie would go and do what, Selena?
So I would come with you over here. Hello, this is our sister Natalie. She is here for prayer today.
Nice to meet you. So glad to have you. So glad you're here.
Okay, as you can see, this is not fancy, but we're not trying to be fancy. All we're trying to do is make sure that this woman knows she has been loved and prayed for. And let me tell you something, every single one of these women, and we just have one of our warriors just walk through the door that you haven't had a chance to meet. These women know how to pray. So they are going to just pray the roof off over every sister that sits in front of them. Now, this is really important, and we're almost narrowing to a close. One of the responsibilities of the hostess is that she is taking down the time. So, Selena, what would you do at the 15-minute mark?
Yes, so as soon as I've looked at my watch or my phone to see that 15 minutes have passed, I'll come in. This door will be closed again because we want it to be super confidential for them. I would come and I would just knock, and that kind of lets our staff know that their time is wrapping up, and then also lets the person know that we're praying over them. We want them to know that time is almost over and that there are lots of other sisters that would love prayer as well.
Yes, and if it's starting to stack up out there, sometimes we really do have something that needs an extra few minutes. But if it's really starting to stack up out there, and God's kept it really, really within what we could handle, even if we had to split up some at one-on-one. But by the second time the hostess, when she does that, that means we've got to come on out, because they've got to be able to take on the next person who has come for prayer.
Listen, we've had so much fun showing you around our home and taking you along on our Tuesday prayer hour. We have had a blast.
We hope so much you got something out of it, and however God uses it, let me tell you something, prayer changes things, because our God is all powerful and He keeps His promises. Thanks for dropping by Living Proof today for Sister Series.
We love y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.